You're looking happy, mate.
Oh, mate, we've got it back. What do you think? I do like the pan out.
Yeah. I think
skills,
it's
cameraman skills.
It's looking mental, this thing.
Oh, mate. I'm so happy just to have a car back in one piece and running.
Isn't it?
It really drives me mad. But yeah, we got it back, mate. Needs a bit of a clean. We just polished the old bonnet there, but it's back.
Yep.
And what do you think, guys, about the triffid hanging out the bonnet? I think it looks pretty good, to be fair.
Not so good up close, but like, as the whole car,
As the whole car,
it.
yeah. I don't know what it looks like on camera, really. Let's have a little look.
Yeah, look, if I come up right close to it.
Looks big.
Looks big. It looks bloody well good when I'm back here.
Look at the lights off the...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in real life, it doesn't actually look that massive.
No.
When you're driving the car, funnily enough, you don't notice it at all. But I love it.
Yeah.
I'm over the moon with it.
It's cool.
Yeah, so big thanks to Rob for sending me that. It was originally off his Hayabusa. And like I said to you before, when we had this thing in bits, I was quite worried about what we were going to do for an airbox.
Yeah, well, we
because
were a bit stuck,
it's a
weren't we?
tall engine.
Yeah.
So the sump's fairly low. The rocker cover is up high.
There.
So you can't really drop the engine anymore. You can't lean it over anymore. So what do you do? But we've got the volume in here that we need. Obviously the intake there is a... See you later, John. He's off. He's on.
He's a sneaky little devil.
Catcher. Yeah, so we've got the volume there in the airbox, mate. We've got the nice ram air intake. What I was going to do was sort of hack it off here, have a fiberglass sort of thing made, so this was down below the bonnet. But
right.
no, we've got to get some forced air induction, haven't we?
Yeah.
So what I actually did was we removed the... Stuart put it all together, so thank you very much, Stuart. We took the bottom off this, carved that up, and I machined the base of the original airbox out, and we bonded it to this. So now it bolts in like it should do.
One. Yeah.
Yeah, so we put the air sensor in the bottom of here.
Yep.
So it all works.
And then obviously they ain't seen this, have they?
They ain't seen this, the scoop. So what we did yesterday, I removed the scoop yesterday, and we, obviously Stuart and I cut out where we needed to cut it out, and we had a sort of bit of a hole back here, so we would have had to fiberglass that back up, rewrap the thing. So what I did was put the scoop back on, and we cut the scoop, but I think it looks great.
Yeah,
it sort of breaks it up, gives it a bit of a slope to the back, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just smooths it all out.
And it sort of looks all like it should be there. So well happy with that, mate.
It does look really cool.
Really, really happy. I mean, massive thanks to Stuart for all his hard work. Nose cone. We have a look under here, look. There's some holes underneath the the number plate. Now, when I did the first video on this showing a bit of progress, Stuart was a little bit disappointed because his favourite bit, or the bit he's most proud of, I didn't show. So I'm going to show it now for him. So if we remove the old bonnet.
Grab this side.
Thank you, mate. And we'll show you all his hard work. We have got a
bit tight nowadays, isn't it?
Little bit snug. So, if we remove the nose cone, he's got the factory Blackbird oil cooler. We've had some pipes made up with the original ends put back on, and Stuart's mounted it at the front here, and it looks fairly factory, doesn't it?
It does. It looks, yeah, as if it's meant to be there.
Looks like it's meant to be there, yeah. So, as I say, we've drilled some big holes in the bottom, and that's going to get that oil nice and cool now. So, yeah, look under here at all his hard work, mate. We've got the acusump. That's obviously the first thing you notice.
Yeah.
Brilliant bit of kit. I've had one or two comments of people or emails of people said that they've run these with not much success, but I can't see it's going to be any worse than not having it.
Well, it's all it was quite easy to get set up, wasn't it?
Exactly,
You've got
and I
all
would-
the pressure and everything.
That's
so,
right, yeah. I would imagine it depends how you mount this thing onto the engine.
Yeah.
Because you can get a sandwich plate, which we got, which was the wrong one, turns out, that goes obviously where the oil filter goes. But this one, we've managed, because the main oil gallery is down there, we've managed to get a boss, and we've plumbed the acusump directly into the side of the main oil gallery.
Perfect.
So, yeah, it's brilliant. So it picks up pressure instant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the way this works is, say, it's plumbed into the main oil gallery. We've got, Stuart's made a bracket here, so it's operative from in the car. So that's in the off position at the moment. So what you do is when you run the engine up and you're priming this thing, you start off with about 10-15 psi of air in the back of the cylinder.
Right.
Okay. And what that ensures is that you've got a bit of air pressure in there, but the plunger is right back here. Then you run the engine up, and gradually, probably sort of 10 or 15 psi at a time, charge the thing up, shut it off, stop the engine, then fill the engine full of oil, and you keep doing that until the cylinder's full.
Yeah.
When you know the cylinder's full, is what you do is you pick the revs up on the engine with it in the open position, and when it gets to maximum oil pressure on the gauge, which I'll show you in a minute, you shut the valve off, and you know that that is fully charged of oil. And with that compressed air, which is at about 80 psi at the back, that is what forces the oil into the engine if you surge of oil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've got a gauge here, which obviously usually sits in the back of this the system, but what we've done is got a line made up, and Stuart has mounted it into the car.
Which looks absolutely mental.
Yeah, it looks brilliant, mate, and so I can see what I'm doing. Now, down here is the handle for it, and what we've done is we've put that, utilised the bracket that was on the chassis for the choke of the old engine, so we've removed that. And now, when it's in the out position like that, it is, the cylinder's closed, and you can see it's holding just over 5 bar. And then when you go out on track and pick the revs up, you just push that lever in, open the cylinder, and then if you surge of oil, it's operative. You just got to remember that when you come in, just shut it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can buy an electronic switch so it does it itself, but I'd rather do it manually.
Yeah, yeah.
You know where we are. You just got to remember to shut it. So yeah, we put a whole new fuel system in it. Obviously, the old engine was carburetted, so we had a low pressure pump, etc. So we've had to put a high pressure pump in there. All new fuel lines. Stuart's P-clipped it all into the bottom. Looks proper nice now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We've got a pre-filter and a normal filter. We've got a nice anodised filter here, fuel filter. Done all his pipe work. We've had the motorcycle wiring loom sort of cut up and put into the car loom. We're just running our sensors, what have you, for the dash, so we can see the oil pressure. Oil temperature's still here. We've got to find a location for that, but that's not that important.
No.
Yeah, so Stuart's made little brackets like to hold the coils, which would have been on the original airbox. He's cut and shut all the pipe work, so it's all further back now, so we can get the bonnet on. Done a lot of work, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done loads, to be fair.
Really, really happy with it, mate. The only thing different with the car to drive than before, 2 things which are noticeably different. One is the gears are the other way round now.
Right, so you push that forward to change up.
You do.
And back to change down.
Yeah, you've just got, I test drove the car earlier, and you do get used to it quick. I don't even think about it now. You just adjust quickly.
Yeah.
We've got hydraulic clutch now as opposed to cable.
Right.
Which is a nightmare, going to be honest.
Bit
just,
on and off.
Just switch.
Yeah.
So we might have to go for a different master cylinder to get some feel in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was a bit of a, it was an unknown really, because the slave cylinder is a universal one.
Right.
It's the only thing we could sort of adapt to fit, so we didn't really know how it was going to pan out. But yeah, get a sort of longer travel cylinder, and it should have a bit more feel. Should be like the old one then.
Hopefully. Is it a lot? Is it worse than the old? Like a lot worse than the old one?
Oh yeah.
Bloody hell!
It's literally
the old one was
literally on
proper
and off,
bitey.
Yeah, it's proper aggressive. But whether that's the nature of hydraulic clutch anyway. Dunno.
I would have thought it'd be a bit smoother with hydraulic.
It may be partly to do with obviously Tom had to take the pedal box out and adapt that for the hydraulic rather than the cable, and where the only place you could locate it, the push rod onto the pedal, was probably a little bit too low. So
You know what I
mean?
So you ain't got
If
so
we
much
could do it
lever
further
on
up,
there.
you get more travel of the pedal. But never mind, it's a race car now, isn't it?
Yeah, you only have to
Distinctly-
pull away once and then.
Yeah.
Right.
On the plus side, this is obviously fuel injection, runs a lot better,
Yeah.
runs a lot smoother. The engine doesn't seem to vibrate anything like as much as the old one, whether the gearbox is a bit... Gears, it's a lot shorter shift, but a lot more positive. You can tell it's a fresh gearbox, really, never been in a car.
Yeah.
So yeah, well happy with it, mate. And we went on a little test ride earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
Pokier?
It was mental.
Yeah, a lot quicker, isn't it?
Not that you broke the speed limit anywhere.
Well, of
but
course we didn't. No, never went over
but
30.
It felt mental.
Yeah.
At 30 miles an hour, it felt absolutely bonkers.
It does, doesn't it? The last one seemed... It revved and it sounded good because it was carburettor, good induction noise.
Yeah.
But it was a bit... I don't know... Gutless, yeah. Especially the more you went up the revs.
Yeah.
And it did seem to struggle. I don't think the carbs were very good and set up right. I think I shouldn't imagine it was producing anything like 130 horsepower.
Probably
it just
not.
seemed to struggle up the revs, didn't it?
Yeah.
But this thing, you noticed earlier, the shift lights are blinking away like buggery.
Yeah.
So it rips up the revs and it pulls like a train from about 6. I went out in it afterwards on my own, obviously with what are you, about 80 kilo?
Yeah, a little less than that.
A little
yeah.
less than 80. But yeah, on your own, just goes like stink. Second, third gear, it feels like it's trying to lift the front wheels off the floor, which it didn't do before. We may need some new shocks now on the rear because it feels a bit soft, but yeah, mega, mate. Well happy to have it back.
Yeah.
Big thanks to Stuart, big thanks to Tom Upton for their hard work. Couldn't have done it without them. Definitely not this side of Christmas.
No.
I ain't got the inclination all the time to mess about with all that. So yeah, it's all ready to go, mate. Hopefully, if I don't feel too bad and the weather's nice Saturday, we'll be there doing a bit of test at Chivener. It's a shame, shame people can't come and watch it. It's a shame I can't do any videoing, but never mind. Give it a shakedown, make sure everything's all right, and then we'll be at the next one will be Castle Combe, won't it?
May the
Beginning
11th.
of May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Hopefully be able to sneak one in before that if the weather turns out all right in April.
Maybe.
Innit?
Get a Perrenpour then or something.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all back. Love it. Well chuffed. Next thing's the BMW.
Yeah.
More importantly, you're off tomorrow, aren't you?
Going up tomorrow.
You are.
Going
What
up
time
to
are you
see
going
Chris. Probably end up leaving about 7
up? Yeah.
because got to wait for my missus to finish work.
Right.
And then yeah.
Then you're off. So what you
Then we're
doing? You staying in a hotel
Yeah, gonna stay the night in a Premier Inn nearby.
just down the road from Chris?
Yeah, not far from Chris. And then
Going to take the video camera, do a little bit of videoing.
yeah,
Show us the car in the flesh, mate. Can't wait.
I cannot wait to see it.
I know, it's almost like it don't exist,
It is.
isn't it?
I've got one picture
A little
of
bit.
the actual full outside of the car.
Really?
That's all
What,
I've
the
got.
one that Chris sent?
Yeah.
Is that it, is
I've
it?
got a few like close-ups of bits and pieces of it, but I've got one picture of the full car, and that's it.
Yeah, it's exciting, mate. Right, so you reckon you are going to use it on the track?
I think I'll give it a go on track.
Yeah?
I don't have to
You don't-
drive it like an absolute muppet, do I?
No, but are you going to get it mapped first, though?
Yes, that's very important.
And where's that going?
Probably Race Dynamics if I can get booked in.
Subaru guys?
Yeah, they know their stuff with the Subarus.
Good. Yeah, it'd
Or anywhere else that anybody knows. Suggest in the comments, I suppose.
I was going to
but-
say, yeah, I'm not a big Subaru specialist, so I wouldn't know where to go, mate. But
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people down there will suggest.
What about RE? What about Ricky?
Maybe.
He might do it.
Yeah, he might do. To have a chat with him.
He's got a four-wheel drive dyno, hasn't he?
Yeah. He
Ideal.
might be able to, yeah. Give him
See
a
what he
little bell.
reckons.
Ideal. So yeah, That's it then, mate. We've got the kit car back. Another couple of weeks, you'll have the Subaru.
Yep. And we've got
And
to
the
test fit
BMW.
the
We've got to,
Beamer.
yeah, we've got to get that's next in the next week. This is going out. Get the Beamer in its position and get that in the hole. Looking forward to that.
It's been sat there for too long.
It has been sat there for too long, mate.
It's too good looking to just sit there.
It is a bit like me, really. But yeah, so that's it. All good. Can't wait till Saturday. Fingers crossed everything goes all right.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Cheers, guys.